There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails of their secret tales that make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they'll ever see was the night on the marge of Lake Large when I cremated Sam McGee. Now Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the south to roam round the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell. Though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd rather live in hell. On Christmas Day we were mushing away over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your coal through the parka's fold, it stabbed like a driven nail. Our eyes were closed then our lashes froze till we sometimes couldn't see. It was much fun, but the only one to complain was Sam McGee. And that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed and the stars o'erhead dancing heel and toe, he turned to me and Cap, says he, I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking you won't refuse my last request. He seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with sort of a moan, it's a cursed cold that's got me right hold till I'm chilled clearing through to the bone. Yet it ain't being dead. It's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair you'll cremate my last remains. A pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I would not fail. And we started on at the streak of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched in the sleigh and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, the corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, you may tack your brawn and brain, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate my last remains. Now a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were numb, my heart, how I cursed that load. In the long, long night by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled their woes at the homeless snows. Oh God, how I hate that thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow. And on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in, and I'd often sing to the hateful thing, and it hearkened with a grin. Till I came to the marge of Lake Large, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw it thrice. It was called the Alice May. I looked at it and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. And here I said with a sudden cry, this is my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. some coal I found that was laying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames just soared and the furnace roared, such a blaze you'd seldom see. And I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, for I couldn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. Excuse me. And the greasy smoke in an inkly cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and they danced about, ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peek inside. I guess he's cooked and it's time I look. Then the door opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm, in the heart of the furnace roar. He wore a smile you could see for a mile, and he said, please close the door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let the cold in and storm. Since I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm.